In ancient Athens, a philosopher named Socrates faced a grave trial. Accused of corrupting the youth and disrespecting the gods, his true crime was asking uncomfortable questions. In his defense, Socrates stood tall, refusing to apologize for promoting critical thinking. His bold stance challenged the very foundations of authority in Athens. The jury, however, was unforgiving, sentencing him to death by poison. Calm and unwavering, Socrates accepted his fate with dignity. His final moments were filled with profound reflections on life and death. He left behind a legacy that would shape Western philosophy. Socrates taught that questioning is essential to understanding. His courage to speak truth to power inspired generations. The Socratic method remains a cornerstone of education today. Socrates' life reminds us of the value of critical thought. His story is a testament to the power of ideas. In every question lies the potential for discovery. Socrates showed us that the pursuit of truth can be dangerous, yet it is a journey worth taking. His legacy continues to inspire us to think critically. Socrates' courage to question forever changed the world. Imagine a world where freedom is just a dream. In 1787, that dream began to take shape. After winning independence from Britain, the United States faced a crucial challenge. Leaders like James Madison and George Washington gathered to create a new government. They envisioned a system of checks and balances to protect citizens' rights. The U.S. Constitution emerged, a groundbreaking document for its time. It established the principles of free speech and individual freedoms. Over 200 years later, its influence remains profound. This document has shaped global politics in unimaginable ways. But how did one document change the world? It inspired movements for freedom and equality everywhere. Its ideals have echoed through generations, igniting hope. The Constitution remains a living document, adapting to change. Each amendment reflects the evolving values of society. It is a testament to the power of unity and collaboration. The Constitution has become a beacon of hope worldwide. It continues to inspire those who seek justice and freedom. The journey of democracy is ongoing, fueled by the people. Together we honor the legacy of those who dared to dream. In 1918, as World War I ended, a silent enemy emerged, claiming lives across the globe. The Spanish flu pandemic swept through communities, infecting 500 million people worldwide. Unlike any previous outbreak, this virus struck the young and healthy the hardest. Hospitals overflowed, and doctors struggled to keep up with the rising tide of patients. The death toll reached at least 50 million, surpassing the war's casualties. Public health measures were implemented, changing the course of medicine forever. Quarantines became a common practice, reshaping how societies responded to illness. Schools and businesses closed, and life as people knew it came to a halt. The pandemic highlighted the importance of hygiene and vaccination. Scientists raced to understand the virus and develop effective treatments. The world learned valuable lessons about preparedness and response. Fast forward to today, and we face new challenges with emerging viruses. The echoes of the Spanish flu remind us to remain vigilant. Could history repeat itself? The answer lies in our hands. Together we can honor the past by learning from it. Let's commit to better health practices for future generations. The fight against pandemics is ongoing, and we must be prepared. Remember, history teaches us resilience and the importance of caring for one another. Imagine a world where human lives are commodities, traded like goods. For centuries, Britain profited from this inhumane trade, turning a blind eye to suffering. But in 1807, a pivotal change began to unfold. Activists like William Wilberforce fought tirelessly for justice. Their efforts led to the passing of the Act, outlawing new slave trafficking. British ships began intercepting illegal slave vessels, enforcing the new law. This marked the beginning of a global abolition movement. The fight for justice was far from over, but hope was ignited. By 1833, slavery itself was abolished in the British Empire. This act was just the first step toward justice after generations of injustice. The legacy of this movement continues to inspire today. Remembering this history is crucial for understanding our present. Each step taken in the past shapes the future we strive for. The fight against oppression is ongoing and requires our commitment. Together we can honor those who fought for freedom. Let us continue to advocate for justice and equality for all. The journey toward justice is long, but every step matters. Together we can create a world free from oppression. In 480 BC, a pivotal moment in history unfolded as the Persian army advanced through Greece. Themistocles, an Athenian strategist, devised a bold plan to confront this threat. He lured the massive Persian fleet into the narrow straits of Salamis. The Greek navy, though outnumbered, prepared for battle with their swift triremes. The narrow straits would be their advantage against the larger Persian ships. As the battle commenced, chaos erupted on the water. Greek ships maneuvered swiftly, striking with precision. The Persian fleet struggled to adapt to the confined space. Themistocles' strategy was proving successful as the tide turned. One by one, Persian ships fell victim to the Greek onslaught. The stunning victory shifted the tide of the Greco-Persian wars. This battle saved not just Greece, but the future of Western civilization. The strategic brilliance of Themistocles changed the fate of Europe. The legacy of Salamis endures in history as a testament to courage. The battle showcased the power of strategy over sheer numbers. It reminds us that unity and clever tactics can overcome great odds. The Battle of Salamis remains a defining moment in naval history. How did one naval trap change the fate of Europe? In 1095, a pivotal moment in history unfolded in Clermont, France. Pope Urban II stood before a diverse crowd, ready to make a life-changing announcement. His voice rang out, calling for Christian warriors to reclaim Jerusalem. The crowd erupted with fervor, igniting a powerful movement across Europe. Thousands answered the call, taking the cross as a symbol of their commitment. This sermon marked the beginning of the First Crusade, a journey fraught with challenges. The campaign would unite kingdoms, forging alliances and rivalries. However, it also meant bloodshed and conflict on a massive scale. The First Crusade transformed East-West relations forever. As the Crusaders marched, they faced harsh conditions and fierce opposition. Yet, their faith and resolve pushed them forward. The siege of Jerusalem became the ultimate goal of their journey. The city was a symbol of faith, drawing warriors from all walks of life. The capture of Jerusalem would come at a great cost. The First Crusade left a legacy that echoed through the ages. It reshaped political landscapes and religious fervor across continents. The call to arms resonated, igniting passions and ambitions. How did one sermon spark 200 years of holy war? In 1968, the world witnessed a powerful moment at the Olympics. American sprinters Tommy Smith and John Carlos stood on the podium, ready to receive their medals. As the national anthem played, they raised their fists in a black-gloved salute. This silent gesture sent shockwaves around the globe. They were met with boos and hostility from the audience. Smith and Carlos were expelled from the Games. They received countless death threats for their actions. Yet, their message of racial justice resonated deeply. This moment sparked conversations about equality worldwide. Their courage inspired future generations of activists. The Black Power salute became a symbol of resistance. It challenged the status quo in sports and society. The legacy of Smith and Carlos lives on today. Their actions remind us of the power of silence. A single gesture can ignite a movement. The 1968 Olympics became a turning point in history. It showed that sports could be a platform for change. Smith and Carlos taught us to stand for what is right. In the heart of southern Africa, a remarkable kingdom rose from the earth. This was Great Zimbabwe, built between 1100 and 1450, a marvel of engineering. Towering walls encircled the city, a symbol of power and wealth. Trade flourished here, with gold and ivory flowing through bustling markets. Great Zimbabwe connected to the Indian Ocean, a hub of commerce. Yet, European colonists dismissed its grandeur, questioning African capabilities. But archaeology revealed the truth, uncovering a rich history. Each stone tells a story of innovation and resilience. The legacy of Great Zimbabwe challenges misconceptions about Africa. It stands as a testament to human achievement and culture. The city's design reflects a sophisticated understanding of architecture. Great Zimbabwe was not just a city, it was a thriving civilization. Its influence spread far beyond its walls, shaping regional dynamics. Today, it stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, preserving its legacy. The ruins invite us to reflect on Africa's rich history. Great Zimbabwe reminds us that history is often more complex than it seems. It's a symbol of pride for many, a connection to ancestry. The story of Great Zimbabwe continues to inspire generations. Imagine a bustling marketplace in ancient China filled with traders and goods. In the 7th century, coins were heavy, making trade cumbersome. The Tang dynasty faced a challenge as trade boomed. Enter the promissory notes, paper certificates that changed everything. These notes were backed by trust, revolutionizing transactions. By the Song dynasty, the government recognized their potential. Official paper money was issued, making trade faster. This innovation enriched empires and transformed economies. Centuries later, the world took notice. The legacy of Chinese paper money is profound. It laid the foundation for modern finance as we know it. Today, we rely on trust in digital transactions. The Tang dynasty's innovation changed the world. From coins to paper, the journey is remarkable. Each step paved the way for future generations. Understanding this history enriches our perspective. The story of paper money is a testament to innovation. How will future innovations shape our economy? In 1794, a rebellion brewed in the heart of Pennsylvania, challenging the new federal government. Farmers were frustrated by a federal tax on whiskey, a vital part of their livelihood. Whiskey was more than a drink. It was essential for trade and survival. President George Washington faced a critical decision in response to the uprising. He sent troops to quell the rebellion, asserting federal authority. This was the first major test of the U.S. Constitution's power. Would the fledgling government stand firm against dissent? The rebellion raised questions about federal versus state power. It highlighted the struggles of rural communities against centralized authority. The outcome shaped the future of American law and governance. The rebellion ended, but its legacy lived on in American history. It set a precedent for how the government would handle future uprisings. The rebellion also influenced the development of political parties. Federalists and anti-federalists emerged from these tensions. The tax on whiskey became a symbol of federal overreach. The rebellion ultimately fostered a spirit of resilience among Americans. It taught the government the importance of listening to its citizens. The Whiskey Rebellion remains a crucial chapter in the story of American democracy. In the 13th century, life was dictated by nature's rhythms, sunrise and sunset. But a revolution was on the horizon, the mechanical clock. Tower clocks began to emerge, striking the hours with authority. Suddenly, time could be measured, scheduled, and controlled. This newfound ability changed how people worked and prayed. The tick of progress echoed through cities and towns. Daily life transformed as schedules became essential. Workdays were structured, and productivity soared. The rhythm of life now synced with the clock's chime. Communities began to organize around time. Festivals and events were scheduled with precision. Timekeeping became a symbol of progress and order. The mechanical clock reshaped civilization in profound ways. It bridged the gap between nature and industry. The mechanical clock was not just a tool, it was a revolution. It taught society the value of every hour. Time became a resource to be managed and cherished. The invention of the mechanical clock forever changed daily life. In 1948, the world faced a pivotal moment in history. After the devastation of World War II, humanity sought healing. The United Nations was formed to promote peace and cooperation. Eleanor Roosevelt emerged as a powerful advocate for human rights. She championed the idea that all humans deserve dignity. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted unanimously. It proclaimed that all are born free and equal. Though non-binding, it became a moral compass. Nations began to embrace the principles of equality. The Declaration inspired movements for justice worldwide. It highlighted the importance of human dignity for all. The document became a beacon of hope. It reminded us of our shared humanity. The legacy of the Declaration continues to this day. It encourages us to strive for a better world. Each generation must uphold these rights. Together we can create a world of dignity. Let's honor the spirit of the declaration. In the mid-16th century, a young boy ascended to the throne, destined to change Russia forever. Crowned at just 16, Ivan IV became the first Tsar, uniting a fragmented nation. He implemented sweeping reforms, modernizing laws and governance across the land. Ivan expanded Russia's borders, acquiring vast territories through military might. But with power came paranoia, leading to a reign of fear and suspicion. He created a secret police, instilling terror among the nobility. Torture became a tool for control, as dissent was brutally silenced. Ivan's paranoia even led him to commit unspeakable acts against his own family. This tragic moment marked a turning point in his tumultuous reign. Despite his brutality, Ivan left a legacy of strength and unity. His reign reshaped the Russian identity, blending fear with resilience. Ivan's story is a complex tapestry of greatness intertwined with terror. The legend of Ivan the Terrible continues to captivate historians and storytellers alike. His life serves as a cautionary tale about the nature of power. Ivan's legacy is a reminder of the fine line between greatness and tyranny. As we reflect on his rule, we ponder the cost of ambition. Ivan the Terrible remains a pivotal figure in Russian history. His story is a powerful reminder of the complexities of leadership. In 1978, a historic moment unfolded at Camp David, where peace was on the line. U.S. President Jimmy Carter played the role of mediator, bringing together two leaders. Egypt's Anwar Sadat arrived, filled with hope, yet burdened by the weight of history. Israel's Menachem Begin, equally resolute, faced a monumental decision. Tensions ran high during the 13 days of discussions. Each leader had their own fears and aspirations. Finally, a breakthrough emerged, leading to a handshake. This handshake marked the first recognition of Israel by an Arab nation. The agreement included Israel's withdrawal from the Sinai Peninsula. This peace deal was met with mixed reactions across the Arab world. Yet, it ended 3 decades of conflict between Egypt and Israel. The Camp David Accords reshaped Middle Eastern diplomacy forever. The legacy of this peace process remains significant today. Leaders continue to seek inspiration from this historic moment. The world watched as two nations took a brave step forward. The Camp David Accords opened doors for future negotiations. Peace is a journey, not a destination, and it all began with a single handshake. In 2002, a remarkable transformation began in Africa. 55 nations united to form the African Union, a new chapter in history. The African Union replaced the Organization of African Unity, aiming for progress. Its mission, to promote peace, unity, and economic growth across the continent. The AU launched peacekeeping missions to stabilize conflict zones. They advocated for fair elections, empowering citizens. The African Union amplified Africa's voice on the global stage. Despite challenges, the AU became a symbol of solidarity. It aimed to rewrite Africa's future through collaboration. The AU champions sustainable development and innovation. It encourages cooperation in education and technology. The AU fosters cultural exchange and heritage preservation. It addresses health challenges, promoting well-being. The AU's vision is a prosperous, united Africa. Together, nations strive for a brighter future. The African Union stands as a beacon of hope. United, Africa can overcome any obstacle. The journey continues with unity at its heart. In the 1830s, a revolutionary invention changed communication forever. Samuel Morse and Alfred Vail created a simple code using dots and dashes. This code could travel over wires, making long-distance communication possible. The first message sent was, "What hath God wrought?" Soon, telegraph lines crisscrossed continents, connecting people like never before. Messages that once took weeks now arrived in mere minutes. This beeping code reshaped the world, impacting business and warfare. The simplicity of Morse code made it accessible for everyone. It bridged distances, allowing families to stay connected. Morse code became a lifeline during emergencies and disasters. It was a tool for journalists, spreading news quickly. Businesses thrived as communication became instantaneous. The code was even used in maritime communication. It fostered international diplomacy and cooperation. Morse code paved the way for future communication technologies. Today, we still honor its legacy in our digital world. The invention of Morse code was a testament to human ingenuity. It reminds us how far we've come in connecting with one another. On a hot summer night in 1969, history was about to be made. The Stonewall Inn, a sanctuary for the LGBTQ+ community, stood tall amidst the chaos. But that night, the police arrived, ready to enforce the law. Patrons inside felt fear, but also a spark of defiance. This time, they decided to fight back. The first brick was thrown, igniting a 6-day uprising. The streets erupted in protest, filled with voices demanding justice. Transgender women of color led the charge, including Marsha P. Johnson. The riots became a symbol of resilience and courage. News of the riots spread, inspiring LGBTQ+ communities worldwide. A year later, the first Pride Parade took place in New York City. The spirit of Stonewall was alive, marking a new beginning. The fight for equality had only just begun. Each year, Pride celebrations honor those who stood up. The legacy of Stonewall lives on in every march and celebration. The courage of a few sparked a revolution for many. Today, we continue to fight for rights and recognition. Remembering Stonewall reminds us of the power of unity. In 1948, a crisis unfolded in Berlin as the Soviet Union blockaded the city, trapping its citizens. The West faced a daunting choice, fight or fly. They chose to fly, launching the Berlin airlift. For nearly a year, planes delivered essential supplies. Each day, thousands of tons of cargo were flown in. Food, coal, and even candy were dropped to the people. The airlift became a symbol of Western resolve. No shots were fired, yet the siege was defeated. The Berlin airlift was a testament to ingenuity. It showcased the power of air transport in crisis. The operation was a logistical marvel. Over 200,000 flights were made during the airlift. The airlift kept a city alive against all odds. It was a pivotal moment in the Cold War. The world watched as hope soared through the skies. The airlift united nations in a common cause. It proved that compassion can triumph over conflict. The Berlin airlift remains a powerful legacy today. In 1848, a storm was brewing across Europe, igniting revolutions and change. Amidst this turmoil, two thinkers emerged, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. They penned a powerful pamphlet that would resonate through time, the Communist Manifesto. Their call to action urged workers to rise against capitalism. The manifesto was short, but packed with revolutionary ideas. It spread like wildfire across borders, igniting passions. Decades later, it sparked revolutions in Russia and China. Marx and Engels envisioned a classless society. Their ideas challenged the status quo, creating waves of thought. The Communist Manifesto became a symbol of hope for the oppressed. It inspired movements across continents uniting workers. Critics emerged, arguing against its radical ideas. Yet, its influence only grew stronger over time. The manifesto was more than a text. It was a movement. It shaped modern politics and inspired generations. Today, its legacy continues to spark debates. How did one radical text create such a global impact? The answer lies in its call for justice and equality. For decades, France was a battleground, torn apart by religious wars. Catholics and Protestants clashed, leaving devastation in their wake. In 1598, a glimmer of hope emerged from the chaos. King Henry IV, a former Protestant, sought peace for his nation. He issued the Edict of Nantes, granting Protestants limited freedoms. This decree aimed to foster religious coexistence in France. The edict allowed Protestants to worship and hold office. It was a groundbreaking step toward unity in a divided land. However, the peace was fragile and faced many challenges. Tensions simmered beneath the surface, threatening the newfound peace. The edict offered hope during a time of hate and division. Despite its eventual revocation, the edict left a lasting impact. It showed that coexistence was possible, even in turmoil. The Edict of Nantes remains a significant moment in history. It highlighted the importance of dialogue and understanding. How did one royal decree change the course of a nation? The answer lies in the courage to seek harmony amid chaos. The legacy of the Edict of Nantes continues to inspire today. In 1941, Leningrad faced an unimaginable nightmare as Nazi forces encircled the city. For 872 days, the citizens endured relentless hunger and freezing winters. Food supplies dwindled, pushing families to desperate measures. Art and culture were hidden underground to preserve their legacy. Children kept diaries documenting their harrowing experiences. The sound of bombs became a haunting soundtrack to their lives. Despite the chaos, the spirit of the people remained unbroken. They organized community kitchens to share what little food they had. The city's defenders fought bravely, holding the line against the enemy. Every day was a battle for survival, yet they never surrendered. The siege took a heavy toll, with over 1 million lives lost. Yet the spirit of Leningrad shone through the darkness. The people found strength in unity, supporting one another. Stories of bravery emerged, inspiring future generations. The siege finally ended in 1944, but the scars remained. Leningrad became a symbol of endurance and defiance. The legacy of the siege lives on in history. How did an entire city survive? Through unwavering hope and courage.